soon I'm going to have to sit down, and what's been my responsibility for the last 9 months or so, well, since the beginning of February, so 7 months, will become your responsibility. And you will know what it's like to hold a man's life in your hands. And when you go back there to select a foreperson, I would ask that you select the person who's most committed to Brian's innocence. And that person lead your deliberations. Because how you do your deliberations will have an effect on how you reach your verdict. And I've seen on TV on cases that are, famous, that get a lot of media coverage, where they talk to the jurors and they say, well, when you first went back there, how did you vote? And they say, oh, we're like 8-4, blah, blah, blah. I'm thinking, if they're really following the law, the presumption of innocence, how is it they're voting as soon as they get back there? Unless they're voting 12-0 for innocence. That would be the only way. And so I'm going to ask you, when you go back there, not to vote as soon as you sit down, but instead to take your notes and go through them, and take out a clean piece of paper, and each one of you write down for yourself the top 10 reasons why you believe Brian's innocent. And I've listed mine, and yours may be the same. There may be additional ones there for you. And start your deliberations from that point. And what I really want is for this to be the fastest verdict in the history of this courthouse. Because there is no evidence. But if it takes you time, I understand that too. And I ask you to take all the time you need, whether you all have to come back tomorrow and maybe the day after tomorrow. Because I've been in trials with deliberations for a few days. And I don't mind coming here and sitting here every day, as long as if that's what it takes to get to justice. And if you can't decide, I understand that too. And I'm ready and prepared to do this case again. And this time, I think I did a pretty decent job of cross-examination and telling the story of what really happened here. But this time I'll have a transcript of every one. I'll have a written transcript, just like I have in this preliminary exam, of each and every one of Anthony Dubé's lies. And I'll have an opportunity to expose those lies to another jury. And if that's what it takes, I'm signed up for the long haul. Because this is this man's life. And I'm willing to take as much time as necessary to make sure that he gets his life back. When I sit down, the prosecutor gets to go again. And I have no idea. It's called rebuttal, because supposedly she has the burden of proof. I don't know what she's going to say to you in rebuttal. I don't know what possible argument she can make based upon the evidence. She may say, well, we wouldn't bring this case if we didn't believe we had a strong case, so you should trust us. Has the government earned your trust in this case? That's the only argument she can make, and it's an improper argument. But that's something that she'll try to communicate with her indignation that I could just say that I don't have any case, that we shouldn't be here. Because we know that's the truth. And we know they're not interested in the truth. If they were truly interested in the truth, Anthony Dubé would have been arrested the moment he walked out. If they were interested in the truth and justice, enforcing the law, Anthony Dubé would have been put in handcuffs the moment he stepped out of this courtroom. Because there has been clear proof of his perjury in front of all of you. And you are all witnesses. You are all witnesses to the crimes that he's committed in front of you. And even though they want to try to cover for him as much as possible, and I asked the deputy, why don't you arrest him? He said, well, I don't know that he actually lied. And you don't know he actually lied? I showed you videotape proof of it. What do you call that? 2 minutes versus 18 minutes. And he had a reason to lie. So he's thinking that we're going to just follow along with the prosecutor and the cop and just take him at his word. Sorry, Anthony, it doesn't work that way. And there's a reason why he doesn't show up today. All right? I wouldn't show up if I didn't see there. I would hide. He'll try to hide when he gets, notice to show up here for contempt proceedings for his perjury. Because they won't prosecute him. They never do. Because if they do, if they were to prosecute one of their accusers for their perjury they committed, what's the net effect of that? Then there are people that claim to have victim status will think twice before coming here and lying to juries if they're going to be held accountable. But they're not looking for accountability. They're looking for another statistic. They're looking for, for perpetuating their time in office. So they can continue to do this nonsense to innocent people because they don't care. That's what they do. They simply don't care. I think it's appropriate to end this where we started and quote Judge Warren's words, who quoted somebody else's words. And that is, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And to ensure those rights, governments are instituted among men. I think it's appropriate to finish where we started by quoting Judge Warren, who was quoting some people who had come before us a long time ago. And he said, and they said, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, amongst them the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And that to ensure these rights, governments are created by men and derive their just powers from the consent of the governed. Ladies and gentlemen, you have the power. You have the power to stop this train wreck of injustice and to set this man free and to send him home with his life, his liberty, and his good name and the right to pursue happiness intact. And I ask that you use this right and send him home, the innocent person that he walked into this courtroom. Thank you.